Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing a total teardown of the invisible financial machine that controls so much of our daily lives. Yep, we're talking about the credit score. We're going to completely strip away the confusion and show you exactly how this system operates under the hood, using the latest data to help you master your own financial profile. Let's dive right in.
Right out of the gate, I want you to think about a very specific number, 713. According to recent data, 713 was the average credit score in the United States as of September 2025. It's a number shaped by economic trends, inflation, post-pandemic life, the whole shebang. So the real question is, how do you stack up against that average? And, much more importantly, how can you take total control of your own number?
Section 1. The three-digit financial key.
Okay, before we can optimize your score, we have to understand what it actually represents. Think of your credit score as your ultimate financial GPA. It's a three-digit number, usually ranging from 300 to 850, that basically acts as a trust ranking. But it's highly specific. According to the scoring models, this number is designed to predict one very specific thing: the likelihood that you'll miss a payment by at least 90 days over the next 24 months. It's essentially a ranking system that lists us from most to least risky, giving lenders a quick snapshot of our history.
And lenders? They rely on this snapshot constantly. They use your score to automate their decisions. When you get those pre-approved credit card offers in the mail, that's your score at work. When you apply for a new card and they need to approve you or deny you or set your interest rate and credit limit, that's your score again. They even use it for ongoing account monitoring, adjusting your credit limits, or sending promotional offers based on how your score fluctuates over time. It's always running in the background.
Section 2. Decoding the scoring formula.
Let's actually rip apart the exact mathematical formula to see what makes this engine tick. The FICO scoring model isn't magic, right? It's basically a pie chart made of 5 distinct pieces. You have payment history taking up 35%, amounts owed at 30%, length of credit history at 15%, and finally credit mix and new credit each taking up 10%. Let's look at the heaviest hitters here.
The absolute biggest slice of this pie is your payment history, making up 35% of your total score. This is all about reliability. Are you making on-time payments? Have you missed any? The model looks closely at how far behind you've fallen, whether you have accounts sitting in collections or if you have any bankruptcy filings. The reality here is pretty strict and unforgiving, honestly. Even a single 30-day late payment can seriously drag down your score.
The second biggest piece, sitting at a solid 30%, is amounts owed, which is heavily influenced by something called your credit utilization rate. Now, this is simply the percentage of your available credit that you're currently using on revolving accounts, like your credit cards. The golden rule here? Keep your balances low to prove you aren't overextended. While keeping it under 30% is generally okay, for the absolute best results and the highest possible scores, you really want to keep your utilization under 10%.
So that leaves the remaining 35% of the formula, which looks at a few different things to round out your profile. Lenders like to see a seasoned, lengthy credit history. They look at the age of your oldest and newest accounts and your average account age. They also look for a diverse credit mix, meaning you can handle different types of debt, like both installment loans and revolving credit. Finally, they look at new credit, monitoring recent hard inquiries to make sure you aren't suddenly applying for a ton of new loans all at once.
Now, hold on, let's take a quick second to bust a major myth. It is incredibly important to know what does not go into this formula. Your income, your employment status, your age, gender, race, ethnicity, marital status, and your religious or political affiliations have absolutely zero impact on your credit score. These demographic details are completely ignored by the scoring models. None of it factors in.
Section 3. FICO versus Vantage Score.
Here's a bit of a plot twist for you. If you've ever checked your score on a couple of different apps and wondered, wait, why don't these numbers match? Well, it's because the two major scoring companies, FICO and Vantage Score, treat your data slightly differently. For example, to even get a FICO score, you need an account that's at least 6 months old with recent activity. But Vantage Score, they only require one credit account or a public record regardless of age. When you're loan shopping, FICO groups multiple hard inquiries within a 45-day window as just one inquiry, whereas Vantage Score groups them within a much shorter 14-day window. And FICO looks at hard inquiries over a 12-month time frame, while Vantage Score looks back 24 months. So it is perfectly normal to see different numbers depending on which model a lender decides to pull.
Section 4. Why your score matters.
So we know how the math works, right? But how does this abstract data directly impact your daily life? Well, a great score extends far beyond just getting approved for a shiny new credit card. It dictates the interest rates you pay, potentially saving you thousands of dollars over the life of a loan. But even if you aren't borrowing money, landlords check this number when you apply for an apartment. Cell phone companies check it before letting you finance a phone. Literally, even your local utility companies might check your score to decide if they need to charge you a hefty security deposit just to turn the lights on. It affects everything.
So the crucial point here is that you really want to aim for the threshold numbers that unlock these better financial offers. Under the FICO model, a score of 670 and up is generally considered good. Under the Vantage score model, you're aiming for 661 or higher. Hitting these marks is where the financial vault really starts to open up for you, giving you access to the best rates and the best terms.
Section 5. Tactics to improve it. Okay, so how do we actually reach those target numbers? Here is an actionable game plan to master those massive 35% and 30% chunks of the scoring formula we talked about. Step 1 is absolutely non-negotiable. Pay your bills on time, every single time. Step 2 is paying down existing credit card debt to lower that utilization rate. Step 3 is a real pro tip. Make your credit card payments early, before the billing cycle actually ends. See, card issuers often report your balance to the bureaus at the end of the billing cycle, not on your due date. So paying early ensures a nice low balance is what actually gets reported. And step 4, regularly check your reports for errors and dispute them, because mistakes definitely happen and they shouldn't cost you points.
Now, what if you need a quick win? You can look into alternative data services. Features like Experian Boost are a fantastic financial cheat code, really, to get credit for the non-traditional bills you're already paying every single month. You can link your bank accounts and add eligible rents, utility, phone, and even streaming service payments directly to your credit report. This just gives the scoring models a more positive payment history to work with. Before we wrap this up, we've got to dispel one last incredibly pervasive myth. So many people are absolutely terrified to check their own credit because they think it's going to hurt their score. Let's be crystal clear on this. A hard inquiry occurs when a lender checks your credit because you actively applied for a new loan. Now, that can slightly lower your score, but a soft inquiry occurs when you check your own score or when you get pre-qualified. Soft inquiries absolutely do not lower your score. It is entirely safe and highly recommended to check your own credit.
You now understand the machinery behind the number. You know the exact percentages, the quirky differences between the models, and the specific tactics to optimize your profile. So I'm going to leave you with this. Now that you've looked under the hood and seen exactly how this whole thing works, what steps are you going to take today to check your reports, lower your utilization, and truly master your 3-digit financial key? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.